Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh by Shem Al Shai by Shem Rakakodah. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of you left out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video Biometric Implants, Charagma, Charax, and graphō. You window shoppers, you better come inside the store. And you know what I mean by the window shoppers. That's you members as the Bishop Nate and others said, called you guys a bunch of window shoppers. We're talking to you, the congregation of the IUIC. Because there's some of y'all, I believe, can't prove it, that it's tiptoeing over to our sites and watching certain videos mainly concerning the MOTB, the micro C hip. So here's some more information. So I put in, I didn't put all this in, I just put in pretty much this, that, and this came up. It says biometrics and microchip implants. You look up the word biometric, it means body. Bio means body, and metrics means measure. You think of measure, you think of math, numbers, right? Digital. The terms digital, math, numbers, mathematics. Biometrics and microchip implants are technologies that aim to allow people to identify themselves and access services without physical identification methods. They don't got to pull out their smartphone. They don't got to pull out their wallets. Microchip implants are electronic devices that are surgically inserted under the skin, usually between the thumb and index finger. They can contain a unique ID number that can be linked to information in a database such as medical records, financial information, and more. My dog has a microchip. Well, maybe he can go buy some lamb for you. RFID is a GPS. Where's my dog? RFID, radio frequency identification, ID. In Europe, it's a NFC, near field communication, which just means RFID, radio frequency identification. And it's not just a GPS you can buy and sell. It's financial records linked to information in a database such as medical records. So now when Revelation 13:16 is fulfilled, comes to fulfillment, when you go to the hospital, they're not going to ask you, can I get a form ID? Like if you give them a driver's license, that's good enough. Give your application. On your application is your SS number. So they don't got to do that no more. All they got to do is say, if you're in the States, could you stick out your right hand, get the scanner, beep, all your information, what pharmaceuticals you're allergic to, your history of illnesses, and how often and then if you go to a hospital in California and you from New York but you visit in Cali, well, when they do the same thing, when they put the scan over your hand, it's gonna say you're from New York and your primary doctor is Dr. Smith or whatever. And then they'll have your financial records. Oh, he's unemployed. He's on welfare. He's a trucker. He worked for IBM or whatever. He's a vice president of the bank. They're going to ask you 1,000,001 questions. It's all in your micro C hip. So you can keep listening to Nate with his bullshit. But you can listen to him, but you better not do what he tells you to do. Unless he wakes up, if he doesn't change and he says, go ahead and take it, you got, like I said, major shakeup. Not just in the so-called Israelite community, but the whole planet Earth. And as I have said in previous videos, the main ones that's going to protest this thing are them good old boys and good old girls down south, the Bible Belt. Because they said, that's the mark of if that ain't the mark of the beast, shit, I'll be whistling Dixie. Financial information. Remember what Nate said back in, 2014? RFID is a GPS. You can find things. My sister said to me, my dog has a microchip. Well, maybe he can go buy some lamb for you. Well, guess what? When you get ready for the Passover, you want to buy lamb, you better put that right hand out, or the left hand if you're in Europe. GMS was always right. So let's read some more. Anyway, I did a video on this subject right here. Okay, here we go. And this is ultimately a 15-minute. They're planning on building a 15-minute city in Gaza. They want to build 15-minute cities all over the world. You can look that up. I did that in my video. I explained what a 15-minute city is. 15-minute cities go hand in hand with the biometric screening. Israel considering U.S. firm for biometric screening of Palestinians in Gaza. So they want these Muslims, because Palestinians are Muslim of the Muslim faith. They follow Allah, and they're not going to say, "Well, we can't take it because the Quran doesn't tell you anything about the chip." Matter of fact, the only book that tells you about the microchip is the scriptures, and you can go to any version. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do that. So this is a plan. They tore all this stuff up. They know there's going to be Palestinians left. How many of them around the world? I don't know. Millions? I don't know. How many in Gaza? Hundreds of thousands? I don't know. 1 million? But they're going to tear all this stuff down, and then they're going to build up a 15-minute city. And in order for you to buy, sell, go to the doctor or whatever, go to your computer, your PC, your laptop, your access will come from your hand, your right hand. And then, like I said, if you're in Europe, you're going to get in the left hand. And we were right. So you can go ahead and listen to Nate and die, because that's what's going to happen. You take that chip, you're going to get a cancer, then you're going to die. But you're going to die by the missiles. Revelation 14. So anyway, I did a video on this subject yesterday. And okay, so this is a video that was put up by GMS South Carolina. 08, U.S. authorizes biometric concentration camps. A nice way of saying concentration camps is a 15-minute city, because guess what? A 15-minute city means you're concentrated in one location, and you can leave that location. They say that maybe 100 times out of the year. If you leave 101 time, I guess that's a fine or whatever. So that's a concentration camp. A 15-minute city is a concentration camp in Gaza, in camp in the Gaza Strip. And like I said, unless these people, these Palestinians read the scriptures and the Quran, they would fight against it. It's going to be hard to push on them Edomites in America, them Bible Belt Israelites. Edomites, which some of them are Israelites. Slip of the tongue, not slip of the heart. So this is a plan. I just put this in. Gaza will become a 15-minute city. So and the title is Biometric Implants, Charagma, Charax, and Graphō. When you look up, when you come across the word mark in Revelation 13, when it's in 14th chapter, it says mark, but the word there in the Greek, it's a Greek word charagma. The root or the etymon to that word is charax. And the root to that word is graphō. Graphō meaning writing. Let's look that up. Graphō. A program. You put a new program in your system. It's being written, and sometimes it says the computer's reading the system, downloading, installing. Graphō. To write. Entertain a famous person. You ask for their autograph, graphō, to write their name down. It's auto meaning south and graph meaning writing or your name. To write with reference to the form of the letters. Tablet. We have tablets today. They had tablets back then. We have what's called digital tablets.
Shalom Yasharallah. This is the Bishop T.
Give me a second. This is it right here. Bear with me for a minute. Meaning one more step closer to U.S. Firm for biometric screening of Palestinians in Gaza. So if they don't want bombs dropped on them and their little babies killed, they comply. They take that charagma. Let me do this. "15 minutes cities in Oxford." Oxford, where the famous Oxford University is, in England. Don't lock me Don't lock me in. Don't lock me in my neighborhood. 15-minute city hysteria. Oxford, this is 7 months ago. Oxford planners dropped toxic 15-minute phrase. The small English city at the center of the global 15-minute city, and causes all, both small and great, rich and poor. What does Revelation 3 verse 10 say? The whole world is going to be tested. 15-minute cities. The test is whether you're going to take that charagma or not. 15-minute cities, how they got caught in conspiracy theories. Let's see what this is all about. The BBC. Conspiracy theories linking 15-minute cities to sinister ploys to control people may once have been the preserve of friends groups on social media. In other words, you got these groups saying that it's 15-minute city is going to lead to the MOTB, but have they now entered the mainstream or of British politics? Let's see what I can glean out of this. Okay, said he was calling time. He was calling time on the minutes of so-called 15-minute cities, originally an urban planning concept. The 15-minute city idea is aimed at providing people in cities with basic services within a quarter of an hour's walk or bike ride of where they live. So that's a concentration camp. But I don't believe they're going to have fences or bars. You can walk out of the 15-minute city, but you're limited. You know? Let's say you see your mother. She lives in another 15-minute city, but you can only leave. They did say 100 times out of the year. So out of 365 days, you can leave, a third of the time. About 33% of the time. A little less than that. That's their plan. And everybody's going to have a chip. There's nothing wrong with the making sure people can walk or cycle to the shop to buy and sell, or school, said Mr. Harper. Traditional planning. So this is what they're getting the world ready for. This is a video that I did, the article that I went to. See, the prophets can see a lot of these guys that claim to be prophets are not prophets. If you were a prophet of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you would be teaching the MOTB as a micro C hip. So these other guys are not prophets. They're non-profit. A lot of these guys do this for the money. And you got to know 100% of the scriptures. You just can't make stuff up. 1,000 years in the future, the kingdom, God is going to attack us. You notice he never mentioned that again. You know why? Because he 20/20 vision is hindsight is 20/20 vision. He looked back and realized he said something stupid, so he doesn't bring it up anymore. And what is he going to tell, not just him, but anybody that says that the MOTB is sin or it's an embargo? Hey, so anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next. Shalom.